Hey y'all, come on in. How y'all doing? Give you time to get here. I had to get up to fix me and my baby something to eat. I don't have no other choice. When you can't do nothing else, you can fix a bologna and egg sandwich. My daughter requested this before she went to school. She said, Mama, can you fix me at least a bologna and egg sandwich? I said, sure can, baby. Mama sure can. She certainly will. Do her best. I'm hurting and I'm stiff, but I'm going to talk to you. And I'm going to fix her sandwich. She'll be here before you know it. And I'm going to get started on fixing her little bologna and egg sandwich. So if you want to know what we got going on right now, that's what we got going on right now. Hold on one second. I don't go nowhere. If I can do it, you can do it. Keep moving. If I can do it, you can do it. Keep moving. You know, there used to be a song say, keep on moving, don't stop. Keep on moving. Come on in here. We're going to have a good little talk today. Because some of us have no other choice but to keep moving. We don't have anybody to bail us out. Come on in. We don't have any. Get in here. We're going to talk. I'm going to praise my way through. I'm going to speak over myself. I don't care who like me. I don't care who don't. I did not wake up this morning because you woke me up. Started me on my way. I did not and was not able to take a bath because you was involved. If you was involved, I wouldn't have got up. You ain't talking to me. If you was involved, you can't share my video. If you was involved, you can't send a like. But it was somebody that I can't see that woke me up, started me on my way, gave me brand new mercies. It was somebody that said you can do it. It was somebody that I said give me strength to just cook a simple bologna and egg sandwich. Some of us don't have parents that's got a pension or sisters and brothers that's got money that they can lend. Honey, happy birthday to you, my Laura Jones. I've lent a lot of y'all out to other people. And I want to continue to lend out to other people. And who I'm talking about right now, I want to lend him out to you too. Because he woke me up, started me on my way, and gave me brand new mercies. Nothing, no one is over him or will ever be. He's been mighty good to me. Better than I've been to myself. Today is a special day. It is a day that everything will go your way. Today is the day that you were born. It's your birthday, Laura Jones. You got it going on. I hope Steve take you out for your birthday. I hope he do something nice on your birthday. Treat you real good on your birthday. Give you some sugar today on your birthday. Enjoy your day. It's your birthday. I just came to say happy birthday, Laura Jones, from where? Houston, Texas. In the house. Good to me. Been better than me on days I wear your moo-moos. You can look and see the things that you have given me through the course of our relationship on here. But I know that some of us don't have another choice but to keep moving. Jamette, I don't have nobody in the house to get my baby off the bus. You may say, well, she's 12. Can she get herself off the bus? No, she can't. Because I am a mother of a child that has some special need issues. And she can't. She might look normal. And she is normal. She's normal in her own world. I bought her a key. Her mind tell her don't use the key. The other day the door was just locked. I said, you got a key? She said, I don't want to use it. She might panic at any given moment because I'm not here. I pray all the time, Lord, let me get my baby grown. I tell her I ain't going to always be him. But her mind say I am. You know, same way yours did when you was little. Your mind told you your mom and daddy going to always be there for you. Mama going to be here and daddy going to be here. Especially before people in your family start passing away. Especially when you didn't really know what death was. Especially when you halfway thought old people died from death. And now you see more young people dying than old people. I had to get up out my bed. I got circles under my eyes. Anybody want to come for me? I'd advise you not to, because I'm closing my right mind with the activity of my limbs. Get in here. I'm cooking. Y'all know if you can't have nothing, you got to learn how to cook from home. When all else fails, a bologna and a whole egg will work. It will bless your soul. Honey, it will treat you right. I'm going to use some farmhouse bread. I'm going to toast my bread on top of this here stove. If you need to see the whole eggs, I'm frying them hard. We don't want them runny. We don't want them sunny side up. We just simply don't. You got to cook for your family according to what your family like. And I still got somebody in here eating this cake up. Now, I hope ain't none of y'all in my house. And I don't know nothing about it. Honey, this is the best bread to make sandwiches. Farmhouse butter bread. Farmhouse. So let me show you what I'm doing. So I'm frying these eggs, and I'm frying them hard, because why? That's how we like them. I certainly am, and I'm gonna make a nice sandwich. You know how some whole eggs break up, so I want to make sure we had enough. Don't worry about that. Got the bologna burnt over in the corner. That's what I'm doing. I'm not spending a lot of money, and I'm not gonna tell you, oh, you can't spend it. No, wisdom tells me to think and consider my ways. I go over there on TikTok and bless people. I just blessed the young man with a big blessing. More than what I get over him. But I'm reminded the times when I did. I'm reminded the times when y'all did exceedingly and abundantly. So I go sow into somebody else exceedingly and abundantly. You see what I'm saying? So instead of buying groceries, I just been blessing people. It don't matter where you bless. I just feel like I have to bless. God didn't have to bless me, so I'm always in a blessing, feeling like I need to do it. And it may not be for the betterment of you. You may not even be a giver, and that's okay. That's your business. But I certainly am, and I don't do it fake. It's a part of who I am. It's a part of my ministry. It's a part of my walk to bless people. And I randomly do it, too. I may not know the person that's playing and battling. And I come across their page, and I'll see if they spirit right. I'll speak. They speak back, I drop them something. It's just how I do it. So I'm going to take and toast my bread on top of the stove in the same skillet that them eggs was in when they quit wanting to act the fool and pop. Alright. And turn it over so it can get butter on the other side. And that's what I'm doing. How y'all doing? Come on in. We're going to have us a good talk. Some of us don't have no choice. Some of us don't. I don't have a choice. I don't have nobody that's going to sit here and want to come to my house every day and raise my baby. My husband, he got to work. My daughter and son, they got to work. So I have to press. When I tell you I'm in the presses, I'm in the press. And the money, and we ain't talking about your money. I'm not worried about your money. You don't got to tell me money tight. You ain't got to tell me nothing. I told you what I was doing and how I've been blessing. I don't need you to give me your excuse. That ain't your, you don't have to tell me nothing. You don't have to. Sometimes y'all got to let people get their own testimony and don't get in it. I said, that's my ministry. I have to. And I had to get up. Some of us don't have no choice. I get so tired when you tell somebody what you're doing, they come back and tell you why they can't. I ain't asked you why you can't. Because I said it was a part of my ministry. We have to understand that I'm not judging you. I use wisdom. That's why your money tight. That's why I cook your home. And yes, I don't care if I had a lot of money. I ain't finna blow it. I'm not going to blow it. Not in times like these. Things can happen. Belts is having a sale. But it don't apply to me. Y'all get what I'm saying? Yes, I like belts. But right now, I'm glad they still having sales. I'm glad to know. But it don't apply to me. See, I got enough sense to know my kids got to work. My daughter got to work. I can't pay all their bills. They can't pay my bills. So I got to sit there and can't call them every minute to come do something when I got some groceries in here and I got to make it work. I got to teach my baby, look, you got to eat what mama can give you, what you have. Because mama may not be able to get out the house. You can't get, what's that she like to eat at all the time? You can't eat over there. Not today. Maybe another day. I'm not going nowhere. I'm watching my steps. And another thing, I'm sacrificing. A mother sacrifices. I don't care what nobody say. I'm sacrificing as we speak. You know why I'm sacrificing? Because I'm supposed to be on medicine in bed. And I'm not supposed to, but I'm scared to take the medicine that they sent me in because it makes me sleep. Did it help me? It did. It helped me overnight. But I just can't rest knowing my baby got to get off that bus. I want to talk to y'all about a couple of things I saw on TikTok. And it's in today's news. And I may not say the person's name, but if you watch any news, you know what's going on in Detroit. You know about the little girl that has been missing since January 9th of last year. That they just decided to go to court with the person that they think took and unlifed her. You got to be careful with your children, y'all. Y'all got to quit trusting people with your kids. If I got your child with me, if your child show out, I'm going to get on them in your face. I'm not going to act like I don't get on people's kids. And then when you turn your back, I'm saying something out the way to your kid. That ain't Tracey. I want to talk to you about the seriousness of not having a second chance. And I mean that with everything. Not just because I feel bad, but I mean a second chance. You don't get a second chance to be that baby mama. You don't get a second chance to tell her you're sorry because they can't find her. You don't get a second chance to undo what you allowed. You don't. When I say it's mine, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I don't have to know that you can't do it. I don't have to know you can't do it because it ain't your ministry. It's my ministry. But I have to, I'm also been summoned to be a good mama. A good mama means you have to put your life on hold. A good mama means you have to get out of bed. You got to make that sandwich. Honey, you got to put it in the microwave, whether you feel like it or not. A good mama tell your boyfriend, going home now. I don't need you to do nothing with my kids. I don't need you to pick them up. And what's really making me upset about this situation is when kids get passed around the whole family. Now, here's the story about a girl. I said I wasn't going to say her name. It's in the news. Staying with her aunt. Don't know where her mama at. Hold on, y'all. Let me tell y'all. Staying with her aunt. I don't know where her mama is at. But the grandmama is supposed to have her. But she's at the aunt's house. And the aunt got a boyfriend. And the boyfriend has already been arrested before fooling with young kids. And so when you start allowing children to be around somebody you want them to get their past. But just because somebody get locked up for selling drugs don't mean they won't do it again. Just because somebody get a DUI don't mean they won't drink again. Some people gonna keep drinking, they just won't get behind the wheel. And some people won't learn their lessons until their license is suspended. And some people paying the penalty and gotta be in high-risk insurance because they like to drink. Well, this young girl, they done pulled all of the records out, the text messages back and forth. This girl was too grown to be 12 years old. And it started when she was 11 years old. My daughter is 12 years old. 12 years old. This man was telling this girl to come and hop on his peen. Y'all know what peen means. and come do his pins and telling her to get up out her bed. Did she get her bath? And she said, yeah. He said, get out your bed and meet me in the basement. He got so smart. He got so smart that he worked fixing cars. So he convinced the auntie to let her come down there with his daughter and clean up the shop. He had direct access to her from the time she got off the school bus. This girl fell in love with him. 12-year-old, he done got her pregnant. She asked him, what can she do? He telling her to go get a morning after. She said, I don't have no more money. You mean to tell me you unliked her because you didn't want to pay for a morning after? You mean to tell me at your age, 41 years old, you didn't use no protection? See, that make me mad when folks say it's 2025 about the church. It's 2025, period. It's 2025 and you go around here letting people stay in your house with your kids. It's 2025 when you ain't using nothing. No protection. And when I tell you the grandmama and the aunt didn't act like they cared. When I tell you God put the right judge to judge this case. And she told him she wished him a speedy case and a speedy conviction. When I tell you that judge handled her business, I salute her. When I tell you all the people. When let me ask y'all a question. When is it? I need to do a poll. The question is, should you tell time you see signs? And y'all know what I'm talking about. That's my question. My poll is yes and no. And I'm launching it. I just launched a poll. When should you tell time you see it? You can go to the poll and click it if you want to. Because all these people come telling that judge about him, about how it didn't look good she got off the school bus. They were talking about how the auntie always let her be around him. Then he was bragging on how many kids he had on by different women. And then there was one of the baby mamas took the stand, whose daughter went down there, how she thought it was strange because of his background. I'm not saying no name. If you hadn't heard, you're going to have to go look into Detroit news. This is taking place in Detroit, Michigan. It was a young girl who was 12 years old, ended up missing since January of last year. They still have not found her body. But they did arrest the boyfriend of the aunt that was raising her, that was living in the house with them. And they found they even begged him on the way out the court, just please tell us where her body is so we can give her a proper burial. I don't know why they think that they care. You got the wrong person, Nathaniel. I don't know how they think that he gonna have any mercy when he didn't have no mercy. Y'all, the text messages was way too grown. These kids see way too much. Let me tell you something. You gonna have to put, I don't care if you like me or not, you gonna have to put your life on hold to raise your children. I was crying over this. The way that grown man, 41 years old, was talking to that baby. Y'all got to quit bringing men home to live with you. You got to quit thinking if they ain't doing that for their kids, they really want to do something for yours. You got to quit thinking you got a girlfriend that's got 2 kids that her mama's raising, that she want to braid your kids' hair and fool with you and your kids all the time. You got to stop wanting somebody to play daddy. And let the real daddy do his job if he is really what it wants to be. But this poor baby didn't have her mama. or her daddy. They said, where the mama and where the daddy? And when I tell you he knew, he asked that girl, you done took your bath? She said, yeah. Gotta go to school. Just like Avery, going to school in the 6th grade. Done fell flat in love with this 41-year-old man. What can a 12-year-old girl, just beginning life, just beginning to have her little visitors every month, what can she do for you? I don't like when y'all have little girls sitting on y'all laps. Let me tell y'all, when I was a little girl, that's what them nasty men used to do. I had an uncle like that, a great uncle. Come sit on my lap. Then he get to hugging your waist. Then they don't want to let you go. Then they want to go under your little skirts. Or offer you $5. I can't stand it when you offer kids candy or money. It's bribery to give you a hug. I can't stand it when you piggyback little girls, because it happened to me. I didn't even want the piggyback ride. But by the time I finished, I couldn't pee. I couldn't. And I ain't talking about what happened to somebody else. I'm talking about what happened to me. If it didn't happen to you, it happened to me. I'm talking about stop trusting. There was a story about a lady that had a daycare in Atlanta. It made our news. And she left them kids with her son while she went to the store. When the mama come to pick up her baby, the woman said she just been sleeping. I didn't want to disturb her. I didn't even change her diaper or nothing. Mama took her home to change her diaper to get her ready to give her bath. It was full of blood. The baby, she was sleeping, but she wasn't. The baby was in shock from the pain. They had to hospitalize that baby. I don't know if she's going to be messed up all the days of her life, but they charged the mama, and they charged, of course, the son. But they told the mama, we understand you didn't know, but this child was left in your custody. I think the auntie and the grandmama need a rude awakening. I think they need to go. I think they need to go to jail concerning this little 12-year-old girl in Detroit. I do. Because she was left in y'all custody. And what made me so mad about that case in Detroit, the grandmama, they started looking for her, and the grandmama said, well, I'll wait and call the police tomorrow. And the judge said, you waited? And the judge said, you ain't cried. Neither one of y'all have cried since you've been in my court. And the judge said, I went and watched the news case. And you act like, oh, she'll be back. Baby, that judge gave them, I don't know. You don't never know how it's going to play out. Grandmamas, keep your grandkids. If your children can't afford daycare and you ain't working, please let them go around the house with you. Please. I beg you to let them just go. Anybody can walk around my house all day long. That's what I used to tell my God kids' mama, bring them to me. Just don't leave them. I had a situation before I adopted Avery. This lady whose hair I did called me and she said, I know you keep this baby because I see her on your Facebook. She done left her over here at somebody's house. You might want to come get this baby. This baby hollering and screaming and ain't stopped. I said, what's the place? She told me, I live next door. I don't want to get involved. But come get her. Me and my husband pulled up. And my baby was hollering. And when she saw me, she said, Mama, 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 Mama. And I was so mad. I was ready. Honey, I walked up to that girl. I said, give me my baby. Her mama will be back. I said, I'm going to tell you one more time. Give me my baby. And that's how I did it. Just like that. I was ready. Wasn't nothing wrong, honey. Hey, I could do my stance. I was ready. My husband jumped out that car. He said, bump that. He grabbed Ava out of her hand. By that time, her biological come around on them ties, half ball. I just went to the store. I said, don't you ever give me her bottle. When I looked at the bottle, it was dirty. I said, don't give me nothing. We went down the street. I went to the store. I got everything. And I brought her home. And I said, and call the police. Call them. Call them if you want to. Call them if you want to. And later on that evening, she came back out here, got her lashing. I had Avery bathed up and everything. And she took on back home with her. I didn't play that. And my baby couldn't understand, who are you I'm left with? That's traumatic stuff. I didn't play. I said, give her. Give me. My husband jumped out that truck, pulled his pants up and said, bump that. He picked Avery up like this. The girl had her. He said, bump that. Call the police. We will be waiting. We will be a force to be reckoned with. And I didn't play by none of them. Sometimes you might hear them call me grandma. Because I kept them when the grandma wouldn't. I wasn't letting them stay nowhere. And when she started it with the baby one, I said, that's it. Bring her. And when she was going through difficulties, I said, it's time to come back this way. Come on, bring my baby and let's get her in school. And I got Nuki. Got her in school. They're not going to have that story. I'm not letting them go down. You can break generational curses. That's the whole thing about people don't get it. You can break it. You don't have to keep reliving it. And I'm so, that don't mean she didn't love her. It just simply means they ain't thinking. If you go with somebody, that's who you go with. When I grew up, you didn't even meet the kids, the mama, or nobody, unless that boy thought he was serious about you. Go with who you want to go with. Hunch who you want to hunch. Don't make your kids have to do it. Quit letting people be too friendly with your children. Come on through, cuz sister friend, I need you. I'm walking a little bit, but I can barely walk. But I got my cane. But I had to get up and get your baby something to eat. Because my husband got to work. My kids got to work. Queen came through yesterday. But on the way out the door, she said, Mama, just do an egg and bologna. It's so good. Because, sister friend, I cooked a couple of eggs like you used to do, but I didn't do the third piece of bread like the Big Mac. I don't care who you hunch. I really don't. That's your business. I don't care. You can hunch all day. But I feel like wherever you hunch, you shouldn't hunch in the house that your children is in. What happened to men getting a room? What happened to you handling your business away from home? I don't believe if you ain't married that you should be in your mama and daddy house hunching. But that's your business. You grown, your mama and daddy grown. Hear what I'm telling you. You grown, your mama and your daddy grown, cuz it's a friend, I'm going to show you. I don't care. That's your choice. If they say you can do it, you can do it. Yeah, that's your choice. This foot gone. I get up every day and put clothes on. I ain't going nowhere. But it made me feel good because I'm a dresser and I will be going out the door right now to a closing. But I can't go do my real estate right now. I can't go a lot of places right now. Amen. That's what this condition do. It locks you up. My mind, honey, is telling me yes. But my body keeps telling me no. And so I just press to do what I need to do. I've got to get me a new house cleaner. And I'm going to find me one. But you can't break them. Let me tell you, a safe haven is a place that your children feel protected. It happened in slavery. And don't nobody leave. I don't want none of my white people to leave, because I ain't talking about slavery like that. I'm not talking about no masters or nothing. I'm talking about we as black people learned a safe haven. We had a safe code. C-O-D-E. We had a safe code. We knew. Me and cousin, sister, friend, them had a safe place. We knew where to run when troubles came. We knew who to run to. We knew where to hide out. Me and cousin, sister, friend used to sit around and say, when they start with the mark of the beast, we gonna go hide. Baby, we used to find little tunnels and little caves to go hide in. If you can find a place to pull your car back and hunch, you can find a place to hide. We had safe havens. Big mama didn't take no mess. My grandmama walked up the street one day. She wasn't walking no better than me. And she said, this man had been beaten on my first cousin. And she had her cane. And she was a big lady. And she was walking. And her stomach was moving when she was walking. She was walking so hard. She was walking. And she got to his house. And she took her cane and she said, pow, pow, pow. And she waited. And she said, pow, pow. And he came to the door and he jacked it open. She said, where my grandbaby? Where she? Let me in. And she took her weight and she pushed herself in that door. She said, come on. And that man had beat her and sexually assaulted her. And my grandma went in there and got her. And she said, you want to hit somebody? You hit me. That's who you hit. And had he hit her, all hell would have opened wide open. Worse than it did open. Because you wasn't going to mess with Big Mama. See, when I grew up, you had real grandmamas. Grandmamas that would go to work for her grandkids. Me and cousin sister, we was like, we ain't never seen her run walk in our lives. And when she come out with our first cousin. And we were so proud. Baby, we had a badge of honor. We were so proud. Well, I can't tell you how. The story didn't end well. It didn't end well. But my grandmama, she didn't take no mess. It didn't end well. It did not end well. If y'all get what I'm saying. And that was the end of that story. Never seen them. Was never going to see them. So they would take a bullet, and they would give you a bullet. And now grandmamas want to be the new young people. The new 50s want to be the new 25, 30s. They ain't got time to keep them. They ain't got time to watch them. This baby would have probably done better, I hate to say it, but in foster system. Because the mama, they didn't ever mention what she was. The aunt, looking like a guala, guna. She looked just like that black iguana that you go down there that you see everywhere in Aruba. She looked like one of them iguanas, neck like this, built like a man, looked like she just got gas. And the aunt and the grandmama running around here saying she was supposed to be over her aunts. The baby getting off the bus every day. Somebody's camera caught her getting off the bus. The camera on the bus showed her curled up like a little baby when they go to sleep on the bus. Had her little jacket on and everything. Then instead of going left, she went right that day. The camera showing and walking the other direction from the home. Somebody picked her up. And he won't even tell them where. They done found pants. They done found a shirt. They done found some Nike shoes. You can fail yourself all day long. I'm sorry to say that. You can fail yourself, but you should never fail your kids. Mama was on drugs and the baby girl was the result of an affair. Daddy was, I'm sorry, thank you so much for that, Yvette. Hold on, that wasn't Yvette, that was Tanji Robinson. She said the mama was on drugs and the baby girl was a result of an affair. The daddy was married and died in 2004. My God from Zion. My God from Zion. I'm sorry. I know we don't have to re-raise kids, and I know we done raised our kids, but we can't be selfish in this journey. We are helpers one to another. Some of us ain't got no other resources. Some of us don't have no other choice. I don't have no other choice but to not stop living and to not get out that bed. I got a baby that need me that's finna get off the bus and eat this sandwich. I got a baby that said, Mama, can I just get a bologna and egg today? I cannot. I don't have rich parents or a parent. I don't even have rich siblings. People can't pay my bills and pay their bills. I thank God that he has blessed me to have my husband here as long as I've had him and saw him through cancer. But as you can see, even the cancer thing, nobody came and ran my house like the old days. Nobody came over here and spent the night and helped me. I didn't have to look around and tell my sisters to go home or my brothers to go home. One cut the yard. I didn't have to look for food every day. I had to get in here and do it myself. It seemed like every time God raised one of us up when the other one is down. Hey, fly guy. I didn't have to beg my cousins to leave because they wasn't here. I didn't have to say, y'all, I got a house full of visitors because people don't visit. Y'all, my husband, I ate this whole cake. Pray for his stomach because I know his belt done busted. Because he keep eating his cake and eating his cake. And I get around so I can walk. I use the thing though. Y'all, this cake back gone. Look. And I've been in the bed. He just don't wrap it up. This cake is gone. That cake is gone. You hear me? And that cake is talking to him. Just come over here and wrap it up again. I told y'all. It ain't AA. It's him. AA don't want no cake like this. AA like the icing. That's his last little piece. Still tender, look. Still fresh. Honey. He love that cake. Hold on, y'all. Let me get me something to drink. I don't mind telling my stories. I got so many stories in my childhood. But let me tell you something. When my mama and them found out that we had some nasty cousins, nasty uncles, sick old men, we couldn't go back around them. Now, true enough, they didn't do nothing back in the day. But we couldn't go around them no more. That was a done deal. I don't care. And cousin sister friends, she slapped our uncle's face so hard. And then on top of that, she said, I wish she'd come up on this live to make y'all laugh. But she slapped him so doggone hard. And she said, I ain't even had a bath today and you want to start on me. Baby, she got away with a slap that would knock you out. When I tell you, y'all would have felt back and had the best laugh growing up with me and cousin sister friend. You would have had the best laugh in your life because cousin said, I know it's Tad said, I know it's stinking, and I had to slap him for something like that. She slapped him for me, her, and all the children of the world. She slapped him on that song, I believe the children are our future. Baby, she slapped him like, I felt it in my shana, the quickening. It hit me. She said, and I ain't even bathed today. And you digging in my... Tracey, did he dig in your panties? Yeah. Oh, my wife from Zion. She was my protector. She didn't play about her cousin. I could fight, but I could not fight her. She was not allowed. None of them Rottweilers was allowed to hit me. I can go get some people that'll stir up the gift in y'all. When I tell you, them nasty old folk come down there, offering your kids some candy. Come sit on my lap. Let me piggyback ride. Let me put some cover. Put the cover on you and go up under there. Ted said, you just touch my, she cussed and stuff. See, I tried. I did around her, but not in front of nobody. He had 2 stinking fingers because neither one of us had hit water. We didn't bathe on Saturday quite early. Back in the day, we had to run that water and put that heater, depending on what we had going on, depending on if the gas was on, baby. We boiled the water on top of the stove. If not, we put it on the gas heater. And we had to wait till it got hot and take our foot tub in there and go take a bath. It is what it is. A bird bath was a bath. Long as you bathed. And we bathed all over. We just didn't soak in no water. Thank you for the stars. You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do it, but you did. Oh, you didn't have to do it, but you did. You matched that little button and you gave me some stars. You didn't have to do it, but you did. Let me tell you something. That grandmama and that aunt and everybody that knew what was going on with that little girl, they need to do 6 months to a year, at least a year. And the aunt could do 2 years as far as I'm concerned. This man grew up in that same town in Detroit. It wasn't hard to figure out his lifestyle. Everybody knew. His own sister said, the man's sister testified, and she said, when she saw him, she took her car over there to her brother to work on it. And when she saw that little girl come out and was over there, she said, who is this? And he said, this is Pop's niece. Because I ain't saying no real names. And this is in Detroit. What's she doing over here? Then he had his daughter over there by the other woman to cover for what he was doing to her. Said, oh, they comes over here and cleans the auto mechanic shop. His sister said, knowing his background, she didn't understand why that girl let her be over there with him. His own sister said it. I can't either, Miss Mitzi Hurts. I cannot either. His own sister said everybody knew her brother background. And that's probably why he wanted to be around there with her. Because she had kids in their house. And he lurked upon the one he wanted. He preyed on her. And now they can't find her body. When I get off of here, I'm going right back and take these clothes off. But my mama taught me to make yourself presentable. And I do not care. I got up and I took a shower. And I took a long shower so that the heat and the pressure would be on my back. The medicine I was supposed to take, I've not took it because I wanted her to come through the door. I'm going to say Kelby, Averie.
Why are you saying my name?
Go shut the front door.
No.
And lock it. And I wanted to make sure when she come in here, she'll be happy with what I got her to eat. Good. Good, Danae. Now that he's going to court. They found him. There's been 2 cases here from the baby daddy and the mother living unalive. The baby. My God. Look in the microwave.
What?
How was school today, baby?
Good. I did the sneakling good.
Huh?
I did sneakling good.
Okay.
I went. So you know how they do the. I did that good.
Good job. You gonna learn it. Open the microwave. What did you ask Mama to fix you?
Chicken.
No, you didn't. What did you ask me? Because I can't walk good and I'm hurting. Bologna what?
Bologna.
Don't drop it.
I get drink.
I didn't put nothing on it. Mm-hmm.
You didn't come to my school.
I didn't put what you want on there.
I used to ketchup.
Okay.
Mama?
Yeah.
Ketchup.
And when I'm down, AA come see about me.
Wait.
Don't you take care of me. And I try to get up. Yes, you can DoorDash, but I'm not gonna spend all my money on DoorDash. I looked and saw that it was for a right up the street is where I live from McDonald's.
Mama, can I get a can jar?
And I looked and they wanted whichever one you gonna get it, Ava. You want the coconut? Whichever you get, get it.
Wait.
They wanted
Big back.
They wanted $20 to deliver a 10-piece chicken meal.
Mama,
I can't do
it. I look how much box at school, but I know where it is.
Where's it in?
It's in the classroom next to the side of the.
But it's in your classroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the Snickers though.
But she knows it's yours.
She knows I'm not lunchbox.
I can't. Let me tell you something. When I tell you, I really could probably walk to McDonald's if I was trying to exercise.
Daddy.
$20 and some change for a Happy Meal. Not nothing extra.
Daddy.
No extra nothing, and you can't biggie size nothing.
So we had
She talking to her daddy, but I tell her Danielle. Danielle, how your hand feeling?
Got a 0 on the test.
Happy birthday to your mom, Ernestine.
I don't know. She never said.
Everything is going so fast. Let me get my glasses. Let me see. But wishing my mom a happy birthday. Okay.
Mama.
Huh?
You remember the girl we were talking about yesterday?
Can you talk to me when I get off of live? Okay. So I want to give y'all spotlight. Dandelion said, hey.
Hey, Miss Jen. With a chin.
Y'all, let me give y'all a moment in Black History. You're going to like this.
No Black History.
It's an inventor's Black History. Take out $100. It's too much.
Oh,
I'm not paying it. I cook. I know how to cook stuff up and put it in the freezer and tell my husband. So let me tell you, we're going to be cooking. I'm going to have some dumplings. I'm going to make up chicken pot pie. I'm going to make up. I'm going to have to do some greens. I'm probably going to make a lasagna and put it up. My husband don't really like lasagna. So it might be beef soup or beef stew. I'm going to do a lot of stuff and pack my freezer. So all they have to do is go down and open it up. And like the cornbread, he can take it and pat it. Put it in the oven for a little bit and it'll be done. All right. A Black History moment is going to be a good one today. I like this Black History moment. This Black History moment is brought to you by WatchYourKids.com. And also praying for one another. That's what it's brought to you by. And it's brought to you by me. The spotlight in Black History is about a lady. Is Jean P. Conley Sanders on here? Because I like when she's on here because she like Black History. But if not, I'm going to keep on moving. Do I have any people on here from the Methodist Church? Do I have any people on here from the Methodist Church? I have all of that. Do I have any people on here? Jean on here, good. Do I have anybody on the Methodist from the Methodist Church? Anybody go to the Methodist AME Church? Yeah. All you got to do is take it out. When I make it up, I'm not going to cook the chicken pot pie. You just take it out and put it in the oven. Methodist AME. That's African AME, African something, Episcopalian, African Methodist Episcopalian, I think. Are y'all saying yes to the AME? If it's yes to AME, can you write yes, AME? Yes, AME. So I know you're talking about AME and not frozen food. Somebody screen recording me.
Mom, no. Nobody's gonna call you. Say no. Like what?
Okay, somebody said yes, ME. Okay. African Methodist Episcopal. Okay, Episcopal. Okay. Avery left this door open.
I did?
Yeah. Okay, good. Let's talk then. You gonna shut it for me? All right.
No.
This is for the AME folk. The lady that I'm going to talk to you about is a lady named Bridget Mason.
Who is Bridget Mason?
AKA Biddy.
Who is Biddy?
Go on.
Michael Jackson?
Bridget Mason, AKA Biddy,
Jackson.
was born into slavery in 1818. And she was a slave for 37 years. I want to tell you a story about Bridget Mason Biddy. Bridget Mason Biddy had been several things in her life: a nurse, a midwife, and a real estate mogul. And I want to tell you how she became a magnet in all of these categories. I want to tell y'all a story about a phenomenal woman. As we all know, a lot of us do come to realize that slavery had amazing people in it, and their stories was told much later. Her story was told because of the amazing things that this lady did. So basically, she was a slave for 37 years. And eventually, she was beginning to have babies. And they was the slave owners' babies. They were mixed kids. One day, the slave owner came home and said, "We're going to move. And I think we're going to move to Utah." And they moved to Utah. And she kept working for them. And she became a Mormon by default. And while she was in Utah, she worked and she did the different things that she was supposed to do. So one day her slave owner said, "Well, we done been in Utah long enough. We're going to move to California." And so she moved to California, with the slave owner. And while she was a slave owner, as a slave, she was a midwife. She caught babies. They called her the baby catcher. When the baby come out, she caught him. That's what they called. You catch the baby. She was the baby catcher. Now we call them midwives. Well, when she moved to California, she began to help out a doctor. And so she became a nurse. And so when she eventually started doing well, and the slave owner realized that he really wasn't supposed to own slaves in California, her slave owner wanted to relocate them. And I hate when my numbers drop when I do Black History, because all my Black History is not going to dog out white people. And that's disrespectful to me when I lose 100 people because I'm talking about my heritage. That really bothers me, that you cannot just listen and don't feel like Black History Moment is going to be a reason for you to depart off the page. That's really starting to bother me. I'm going to keep going on and not be distracted. So when they moved to California and she started working in this doctor's office and she was still a slave, she began to meet people. Don't tell me God won't put you in the path of people to teach you. And they told her, "You can't be a slave in California." She said, "I'm a slave." She said, "I'm a slave, and it's about 18 of my family members. We moved him from Utah, and we came here and with my master." And they said, "But there's no slavery in California. And so she gets a lawyer and they go to court, but her lawyer don't show up. I'm finna show y'all how God will put you in the right path and how favor goes further than anything. And so she goes to court against her slave owner to be free. And back in the day, slave could not speak in the court system. You could not talk to the judge. You was not considered worthy enough to talk to the judge. She went in there and told the judge. What happened was the judge looked over there at her because the slave owner wanted to keep her. And she told them that she was given to this slave owner and his wife as a gift, because slaves were put on a registry as gifts. Did you all know that? That as a slave and a slave owner, if they wanted to gift you off because they purchased you, and so they treated you like cattle, like how Africans give when you want to pay the dowry, you have to come with a cow or chickens and money. Well, they could gift us, and we were in a gift registry, just like if you go on Amazon right now and do a gift registry. And so she was gifted to him, she told him. I was gifted to him and his wife, and so was some more of my family members. And she said, and so she began to tell them how long she'd been with him, her whole story. What happened was the judge kept looking over there at the lady who was a midwife and was working as a nurse. And he said, I tell you what, her attorney didn't show up, but he told her to meet him in his chambers. He took the slave, Biddy, aka Biddy, her real name is Bridget Mason, back in his quarters. And he asked her story and what was really going on. And she said, well, I was gifted and we moved several times, and we just moved from Utah, and me and about 18 more of my family members still operated slaves under him. And so the judge came back out and he freed Bridget Mason and 18 of her family members in California, because the slave owner was trying to get them to Texas. And he wanted to move to Texas because you all know about Juneteenth, right? You can thank Texas for that, because we knew Texas did not want the slaves free and wasn't going to honor anything that Abraham had said. I'm doing something, Abraham.
Thank you.
And so she assisted a doctor and she saved her money. She was the money maker for her family. When she saved her money, she started to buy property.
Mama, can I do that?
And she started just one. She started buying property. And she then would save money as she bought property and sold them and stuff. And she sent up some hearts, and she became so wealthy that she began to give to the homeless and the people that were struggling in her community. And she, AME people, I want y'all to hear this, and this is a part of your history. It should be. She helped found and helped purchase the very first AME Methodist Church in Los Angeles, California. It still sits there to this day. The first Methodist church that was founded in Los Angeles and paid with the money and purchased was from Bridget Mason Biddy. Today it still sits there. She was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today, her net worth would be equivalent to $6 million. Can you imagine being a slave for 37 years? Think your life is just that. And God step in, move you to the right place for people to teach you better. Some of us have no other choice but to get up and keep moving. How do I purchase a supporter's badge? It should be those 3 dots down there or something. There's 2 people down there, I think. One looks like it's in a picture frame. And if you click on it, follow the steps that Facebook give you, and that's how you can become a supporter. I just want y'all to know, you don't never know how you can keep giving long after you've left. That Do anybody know of that Methodist church and the name of it? What's the first Methodist church founded and purchased in Los Angeles, California? Does anybody know the name of it? It was AME. Deacon Calvin is helping you out. Anybody know the name of it? Sprinkle. Because see, one thing about it, it took 37 years, Lindsay, and a couple of moves. She was a slave for 37 years. She went through everything she had to go through. She was born into slavery. She was a slave. She had babies by the slave owner. When he moved, she moved just like that. She caught babies. But she used her money wisely. And in doing so, her attorney didn't show up, and God put favor there. St. Angeli's is the first Methodist church of Los Angeles. You can thank her because she helped found and purchase. She was a part of helping purchase that church. Slaves keep giving from the grave. It is our heritage to stand erect, proud, and unafraid to face the world and say, this I have done, and be proud of it. We got to quit losing our heritage. We didn't leave our kids with everybody. We took care of our kids. Yes, Bridget Mason, a.k.a. Biddy. I think somebody already gave the name of it. 37 years now. It didn't look like nothing was going to change in her life. And he ended up moving to the wrong town, baby. But it was the right time. And then she went to work. She was working, helping the doctor. And she met some old people that say, you a slave? No, we don't have slavery in California. And she said, me and my family. See, sometimes you don't know what people dealing with. You don't know what people living with. You don't. First African Episcopal Church of Los Angeles. Is that the name of it? Somebody else said something. I'm just trying to find out, because whichever one it is, the first one, that's the one that she was involved with. Was there a movie about her? No, I haven't heard that there was a movie about her yet. How many of y'all know the history of y'all church? I know the history of the Church of God in Christ, the organization. I know the history behind Bishop Mason. We actually had history class in our church. In order to become a member of our church, they used to make us go down in the basement and watch the old videos of Bishop Charles Mason. And we would have to learn our history, so you know what organization that you were joining, so that you know what that church stand for. I don't know why they don't do that now. They used to be called, your members class. You had to take classes to become a member. 1872. We're not talking about the year. We're talking about the name of the church. It should be, well, if you do research, it's so many amazing people they didn't teach you about. And to be honest, I never knew AME went back that far. Yeah, it went back that far. It went back that far. A lot of times you're going to find the Catholic Church and the Methodist Church is older than the Baptist Church. You're going to find that out. Yeah. They are two of the oldest ones, because the Catholic Church came out of Africa. St. Angeli's. Okay, thank you. Pentecostal Church of God. We have a location in Cartersville, in Atlanta. Hold on. Shiloh AME. No, it wasn't Shiloh. I know my church, it is 131 years old. Yes, fame. What did they say? It's on Google too. The African Methodist Episcopal Church, founded by Biddy Mason, was in 1872. Thank you, Margaret. Margaret found it. It's the African Methodist Episcopal Church, and it was founded by Biddy Mason in 1872. Thank you, Margaret. And you know who Margaret is? She's a beautiful white lady. I want to thank her. And it was 1872. And she's absolutely right. And so you learn your history. And I know I done covered a lot of traction. And I know I done been 2 different spots today. But it still deals with movement. I love you, Margaret. It still deal with movement. And that's why I do not, whatever you do to my beautiful Caucasian people, do not leave Black history when I started. Everything in Black history ain't geared toward you. Y'all ain't done everything. And you most definitely didn't do it by yourself. And as a matter of fact, you didn't do it anyway. Your ancestors did. And I'm not going to do Black history to be dogmatic. It's too much history to cover to just focus on the bad. Because see, you see, right now, Biddy's life was better. Because somebody helped her along the way. If you can help somebody as you pass along the way, your living ain't in vain. So I can't sit around here and tell y'all, it ain't going to be the way you want it to be. I thought y'all wanted to know about Black history. History goes in different ways. Who was the first founder of the Baptist Church? The organization. There's 2 different organizations. You got Southern Baptist. What else you got? It's so much for us to, everything I read, Catholic Church of Rome under, no, that's not what let me break this down. You can read a lot of things, but if you think about what you just said, it kind of makes sense. Caesar and the Roman soldiers, again, it goes all the way back to the continent of Africa. I'm just saying. Am I right, Deacon Calvin? Caesar, the Roman soldiers in the Bible, is that not still over there on that continent? Europe, is that not still toward the continent of Africa? If I'm not mistaken, was it not Caesar? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? But I'm almost certain. Did I lose it? Nothing. Is that not? Wait a minute. Asia. Roman. Europe. Egypt. Anyway, I thought that was kind of the same continent. So when you say what you read come from Rome, I think it's on the continent of Africa. But I don't know. Maybe I messed up in U.S. history. Because let me see, Caesar and the Roman soldiers is the ones that picked Jesus up. Now, I know where Jesus' situation happened. And I know he was at Calvary. I know Pasha came at the Roman church. And he said, no sin I find in this man. But, okay. I'll keep moving on. I'll keep on moving. But the history is so important. And that's your biggest, that was slaves' biggest church. The biggest belief came out the Catholic Church. If you go, I told y'all about the Moors people yesterday. I wasn't feeling good, but I don't want to mess you up. But you know, the Moors was North slaves, Africans from the North Hemisphere. And they were very intelligent. And they went to Europe. Europe was the slums. They didn't bathe. They were cave people. You know, the Moors people went there and conquered them, and started to build up Europe. And they came up with the hygienes and to give them oil. And they worked, you know, with the irrigation systems and to get the sludge and the sewer systems fixed. They also did the education. The Catholic Church's roots come out of Jewish communities in Alexandria, Egypt, and Africa. Same area is what I thought. That's the same continent. Yeah. And so, you know, Europe ended up getting their educational system from the Moors. Those set of Africans is Moors. But I can't sit here all day long and teach y'all everything. But that's my little moment today on Black History. Yup. And it's a lot to learn. I'm sorry, what did y'all say? The Madre Baptist has gone different from even before full gospel come into play. A lot that has bishops and apostles, and some are even fivefold. What are you talking about, Dean Calvin? Well, no, Baptist churches originally did not. The primitive Baptist churches, I started off as a young child in a primitive Baptist church. And a primitive Baptist church is different than a Southern Baptist church. And they did not have bishops. And they did not have the overseers like that. But they did have, y'all hit the hearts. They did have, like their own committees. They wasn't called bishops. They had their boards, but they didn't have bishops and apostles and things like that. He said he thought Baptists didn't have bishops. They do now. Some of them do. Not necessarily the big organization. Not necessarily Southern Baptists. I'm not for sure. But there are so many different forms now of Baptist churches. Just like you got a Methodist church. But all Methodist churches are not AME. The AMEs were for the black slaves. So it's a difference. Okay, so you got Methodist, and then you got Methodist AME. And then African Methodist Episcopal, you got them, and then you got the other Methodist church. Let's just say Methodist. You got Southern Baptist. You got Primitive Baptist. I can't name all of them. And they do different things. And a lot of white people are in Southern Baptist churches. And so I grew up in a Baptist church, and they did not have bishops. The organization in a whole, no. And then in the Baptist church, the deacons ran everything when I grew up. And they had a board of trustees and a board of directors. The Moors enslaved Spain and influenced the Spanish and the Roman culture, just like you said. Thank you, Annette Gates. Yes, they did a lot, and they were very intelligent. And as a matter of fact, if you ever get the opportunity to go over to Rome and over there to Italy and different parts, you will see they have a museum called Black Faces. And inside of it, because we already know that England and London and all of them have the treasures of Africa. We already know that they got a whole museum full of our stuff that own even the Queen's crown, right? Don't look at mine, because mine need a haircut. But the Queen's crown, one of the largest diamonds, one of the largest stones in it comes from Africa. Anabaptist, Missionary Baptist, Independent Baptist, Primitive Baptist, Union Baptist, and Southern Baptist. I've heard of the Missionary, Primitive. Yeah, they didn't have it when I grew up. Southern Baptist, Feel Free Baptist, Independent, Primitive Baptist. Yeah, it's a lot of them. But the crown that the Queen that just passed away, that they keep put up, she got jewels that belong to Africa in her crown. And a museum over there is called Black Faces. Look it up. And it shows you all kind of different things, because the Africans were very creative and very They was artsy. And that's another thing I want to tell y'all about the Moors people. When they conquered Spain and everything, they are the reason we got classical music. And they are the reason why we have architect and architecture. They carved and did things like that. They carved stone, they carved wood, and they played a selective sound in music, which is considered classical music. Did y'all know that? Let me get on off of him teaching all this, cause, honey, y'all didn't come over here for this. Y'all come over here for a Black History moment. My moment is up. And thank y'all. I'm going to go back to bed. I'm going to take the medicine I'm supposed to take, which is going to put me to sleep. And I'm going to go over here, and I'm blessed all morning. My son is a Moors member. How did he become a Moors member, Joanne Ashford? Can you explain how he's a Moors member? The North African Moors, he is a Moors member. I'm hurting, but I'm moving. And the medicine I need that I took last night, Jeanette, it helped. But it's going to knock me out. I already know I'm going to go to sleep. I'm prepared for it, but my baby home, I can sleep now. Thank you so much, Joanne. And I live with this condition. Many other afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord shall deliver us from them all. I want y'all to share me. I want y'all to pray for me and love me. And what God is going to take me, honey, I'm asking God. He's separating the wheat from the tare. He's moving people that need to be moved, such that needs to be moved, and he's sending such that need to be sent. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And my sisters and brothers of another race, we are children of God. We got history, but let your history be in the end that we both on our way to heaven and we working to meet the King. And I don't hold nothing against nobody. And especially because you are not your ancestors. Hold on, let me turn that back around again. I'm not sure how he became one. He changed his name to L. Timothy. He really into it in Philly. Well, you know, you got Hebrew Israelites, and a lot of them are studying under the law and not under grace. Did you call your primary doctor this morning about changing it? I'm going to tell you, it's working. What they told me is that they did not want to put me on a steroid packet because they're going to go and give me a cuddle in my back on the 30th. And they did not want that steroid to be in me because I could over steroid myself and cause my bones to be even more brittle. So they told me, even though this medicine will make me sleepy, it is needed. It's an advanced, it will help with the advancement of the flare-up that I'm dealing with. I feel better today than yesterday, but I was supposed to start it again this morning. I did it last night, but I didn't want to because I was afraid that I wouldn't see my baby get off that bus or oversleep. But now that she's home, I'm going to go in and take the medicine. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to lay down and let it do what it do. If it put me to sleep, so be it. And then I'll take it again tonight. I understand what she's talking about. And I don't want to really get into that. In Jesus' name, I'm healed by the wound in his side. And if it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, I would have made it this far. But I'm so glad I made it. And it's okay that they have rejected me yet again. The insurance company called and told me that they rejected me. And they said it's time for me to reach out to them on my own. But maybe it's the doing of the Lord that I can't get that thing in my back. But so I told them I couldn't endure any longer because of what was going on with my foot. They agreed. So they're going to do me some injections on the 30th. I'm going to get me some rest and I'm going to just keep moving. I'm going to do what I can do. And I'm going to move and as much as I can. See, Tay said them steroids caused her to get a new hip at the age of 35. So even though I want the steroid, if I do, they're going to have to put off my injection. And so I'm just going to take what they gave me. And I'm going to go on and do what I got to do. I'm going to see y'all later. Honey, y'all go over there on TikTok and follow me. Happy birthday, Laura Jones. And please don't mess with Steve all day long. Honey, tell Steve to fold you up like a lawn tail till your oxygen levels drop, honey. But don't let it drop too low that we can't get you back through the door. And what I say to one, I say to all. Honey, I feel like rapping today. Love your sister and your brother like you love yourself. What I say to one, I say to all. Love covers a multitude of faults. What I say to one, I say to all. I love you. Yes, I do. Honey, I'm the cook, the motivator speaker, and the Bible study teacher. Y'all my friend. Now, if y'all in need for a little cake and you simply cannot wait, slide on over to Catering My Way with Willie J. He got an auction going on up until the 25th. Put your name in for $555, honey. $555. May win. Don't know what selected pound cake you may win, but you could possibly win. I want to thank everyone that found it not robbery to give me a star. You're a shining star. That's what you are. Take care of yourself. Honey, treat yourself good. Watch your grandkids. Please stop leaving them with everybody. You may get tired of it, and you may don't want it. But, honey, if you're going to watch them, really watch them. If you're going to be a niece, come on in, Paula. If you're going to be a niece and be an auntie, be a real auntie mama to your niece and your nephew. If you're going to step up and step in, love them right. Danielle, we pray, and Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, touch Danielle's hand. Father God, I ask right now, Lord, that you begin to move, God, whatever is going on, whatever it might be, tendonitis, arthritis, God, whatever it may be, God, I ask that you warm it up, God, and strengthen it, Father God, and I ask that you touch it. God, she's such a beautiful person with a beautiful soul, and Lord, I ask that you just continue to just heal, deliver, and set free. Lord, cover and keep Tiffany, God, and Tundi, Lord, and their mom. Lord, as we going through, God, this winter weather, God, I ask that you cover and keep everyone, Gene P. Conner, all of them that's getting snow, all of us that's about to go through some stuff, Lord, all of us that's on our way out and on our way in, God, cover and keep everyone on the side of my voice. In Jesus' name I pray. I love y'all. I lift each and every one of you up. I lift each and every one of you, and I encourage each and every one of you to pray and to study. I cannot quit getting caught up on certain things in the Bible, and it's only because I just feel like that's where we are right now. So, Avery, I'm going to see y'all later. Honeybees. Avery, come in.